Well, it's an absinthe kind of celebratory week because McClellan is finally fired! Hello and welcome to Civil War in Hindsight. I'm Lieutenant Tommy. With me, as always, is Prospector Johnny. And Johnny, you notice a little green liquid, the treat of Nolans. This is some absinthe that I'm drinking because it is a very celebratory week, Johnny. We've got heads a-rolling.
War's over.
We had heads rolling. Well, not okay. All right. Well, now you just ruined it because that's not what happens. And so now, like, anything that follows isn't going to be that exciting. Almost though. Close. Close.
All right,
Close. We're in the right direction here, Johnny. Heads are rolling last week with generals being fired.
Right.
Heads are going to be rolling this week with generals firing. You're just going to have to stick to... Yeah. Not, spoiler, but spoiler, Johnny. Spoiler, but spoiler, but get anticipated here. So let's...
Yeah, I always like it when you break out your fancy green absinthe.
Fancy. Drinking absinthe. Yep. So let's go ahead and get started, Johnny. This week is going to open up on the 31st of October with a couple of skirmishes.
Happy Halloween.
Yeah, happy All Hallows Eve to everybody. It's with a couple of skirmishes in Virginia. The first one being at Franklin, and the other near the Falls of the Kanawha in western Virginia. And troops.
But not enough people died during these to care about them. Or
yeah, it's not really battles; they're just skirmishes. This is basically McClellan's forces sort of trying to get to the flank of Lee, which we knew had already failed, and Lee kind of pulling out of the Kanawha Valley area. But there's nothing; it's just troops moving more than anything else. And troops underneath Grant's command, Johnny, they're going to begin moving from Bolivar, Tennessee, and Corinth, Mississippi, toward the Grand Junction, Tennessee, and Grant's preliminary movements here towards his campaign against Vicksburg. So now he's got his troops moving. I think Lincoln trying to undermine his command by creating a new army to do the thing that he's already doing, I think is getting the fire underneath Grant's butts going too. So.
Yeah, so he basically hired a junior company or somebody else to say, hey, you're not getting this done. Well, don't worry, we'll send these people along, and you don't have to worry about it anymore. And then Grant's like, well, no, I'm going to go do it. That's what we're dealing with right here. And now he's actually going to go do it?
Yes, basically. Now he's going to go do it. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And another month in this very pointless bloody war so far, Johnny, is going to come to an end with things appearing to sway back towards the Union side after the failed invasions of Maryland and Kentucky.
Finally.
Although those should have ended the war because we had perfect opportunities to destroy both the Western and Eastern Confederate armies, and then we failed to pursue. So, yep.
Story of this war.
Union is
should
going
have been over, but
it's not. The Union is going to get into Texas and start raising shenanigans in Texas when they bombard La Vaca, Texas, for reasons. I mean, at the end of the day, this is like we have very few federal troops that are even in that remote region. I think the ones that were there forgot. Or didn't forget, but like we're like, hey, maybe we should raise some noise so that Texas doesn't forget that they're a part of this war too, I guess.
Okay, well, and so just more skirmishing though, right?
But yeah. Well, they're bombarding. This is like just
bombarding.
Yeah,
okay, so
They're pulling in some artillery cannons around the La Vaca, and they're starting to shell that city. McClellan is finally on Virginia soil again, Johnny, although in no real hurry to pursue Lee. But he himself has now entered across the Potomac. He's now in Virginia. General Rosecrans.
How long ago should he have been there?
Half a day after Antietam, which was almost 2 months ago at this point.
God. Useless.
General Rosecrans is organizing his army from Buell's screw-up and is making preparations to pursue Bragg, but again, probably a little bit too little too late for this because, Rosecrans just got command over it, and, he's still got to, get caught up to speed before jumping into things. And General Butler, Johnny, one of my favorite dictators of this war, dictator down in Louisiana, he's made it a bit harder to get through the city by requesting that everybody have passes. Ira papira bita, your papers, please, is a phrase that's going to be very familiar to all of those down in Louisiana. So
they just identification for like to. Do you have to
for the cities, for the soldiers? Yeah,
like,
it's
just
identifications
so it's like a good
for
guy,
everybody.
bad guy
Yes.
tag.
Pretty much. Pretty much. On a positive
Okay.
note, he has discharged all slaves that are not owned by loyal Union slave owners in Louisiana,
Hold
which I
up.
think is a
Okay.
bit like I'm not sure how are you gonna like are you just gonna ask them be like, hey, do you support the North? And they're gonna be like,
Well,
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's listen, if you support the North, we're not going to take your slaves. If you don't, we're going to free your slaves and probably jail you or put you in a prison camp or something. So what is your position on the North? It's a simple interrogation question, Tommy. Like you get honest
it's
answers every
amazing
time.
how like
you just
98% of the population is like, yeah, go Union.
they're good Christians down there in the
Weird.
South, Tommy. They're not going to lie.
I don't see that ever happening. And Johnny, this busy day is going to continue with a Union expedition from New Bern, which will go deeper into North Carolina. So it looks like we're expanding. Burnside's campaigns that were down in the Carolinas looks like they're going to be expanding out a little bit more here.
Okay. That's good, right? I suppose.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, good. On the 2nd, McClellan will have a minor skirmish at Snickers Gap in the Blue Ridge before occupying that city. So at least he's now occupied a city in the South. So we're now back on that positive train of taking territory that we'd had taken and now we'd lost and now we're retaking. So, I mean, I guess we'll take the positive gains where we can.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Yeah, it's just retaking stuff that we had a week ago, or well, not a week ago, but a couple of months ago that we're now retaking.
Right, yeah.
Cool. On the 3rd, a Union
those people
expedition.
were probably just bored of it, right? They probably just gave it. They're like, all right, guys, just fine. Are you gonna
occupy
stay
whatever
this time? Like, what are you gonna do? I don't care. Like, just do whatever you're gonna do, McClellan.
There's probably a lot of I don't care anymore in this war, Johnny.
They're just sick of it.
Pretty much. On the 3rd, there is yet another Union expedition that's going to be begin along the coasts of Georgia and Florida. So now we're taking our boats from those blockades, and now we're putting people on those boats, and then we're now landing those people on the coasts of Georgia and Florida to open up even more combat territories.
Lieutenant Tommy, isn't the Confederate Navy causing problems for us coming into?
Oh, you mean there's one boat out in the
areas?
Atlantic that's taking up unarmed merchant boats? Yes,
Is
that
it
one
not
boat is
able
still
to?
out there. Yes,
Is it not able?
no,
to
it's
stop
not
us
able to
from-
stop this.
No.
No, it's not able to
happened to the
stop us
rest of
by
the
the sea
Navy?
for land for sea
What
invasion.
happened?
They're at the bottom of many a river or the coastlines because they did not stand up so well to Union gunboats. Even those brave ironclads that they tried to build,
They
kind of in
tried.
the bottom of
Bless their hearts.
rivers.
New reefs.
Yeah,
New
pretty
reefs.
much. They tried. New reefs for the fishes at home. Longstreet's Corps is going to arrive at Culpeper Courthouse as they get in front of McClellan and prevent his very embarrassing attempt to flank Lee. And as of right now, he still has a job.
They
Yeah,
step
like
in front of him.
McClellan was trying to frank.
Nope, can't go here. Rats.
Pretty much, yeah, that's exactly. But somehow McClellan, as of right now, still has a job.
Still working.
Still working.
Because I'm general of the army.
Yes, yeah, pretty much.
one of them.
Yeah, like he's like pretty much the second dude in charge. On the 4th, Democrats will wake up to a lot more representation in Congress as they had multiple victories, particularly in New York and New Jersey. Although Republicans still control the House, so it's like, yeah, you got a couple more votes, but it still doesn't really matter.
Closer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're closer because another.
And I imagine they gained those extra seats
more.
because. Yeah, well, they gained those extra seats because things have been going so well for Lincoln in this war up to this point.
I mean, I think he's been doing great. I have no complaints.
I'm surprised he didn't. I'm surprised he didn't like mandate that all Democrats or people who voted for Democrats, wear a patch or something, or perhaps be detained for anti-war speak. But hey.
Well, I mean, he sort of did. He just didn't say it explicitly. But yeah, basically, if you're anti-war, anti-Lincoln, whatever, if you say bad things, then voting for not what he likes is a bad thing. So they're basically, need to be hanged. I think was the punishment.
I think that might have been I think that might have been it, Johnny. General Grant's forces are going to occupy LaGrange and Grand Junction, Tennessee, important railroad hubs for the Mississippi and vital for his campaign against Vicksburg. This is his first major step towards Vicksburg. He now has a central supply hub that he can start funneling in troops to that region and supplying troops when they're on campaign. And Johnny, get ready for it. The reason why I'm drinking absinthe. The piece de resistance, the
it's
best thing I
guarantee
you've heard through this whole war. The very best thing.
Other than it's over, I can't think of anything else because McClellan is winning shit now and actually moving. So, and he didn't get fired after he stopped when somebody put their foot out.
Just get ready. You might want to light some fireworks for this because there is a telegraph that is coming from the White House that is being sent on the 5th. This is the telegraph, and I quote here, Johnny, by direction of the President of these United States, it is ordered that Major General McClellan be relieved from the command of the Army of the Potomac, and that Major General Burnside take the command of that Army. McClellan is done. Old Birdie sides. Right. He's coming to save the day. Right. This war is going to be over by Christmas, Johnny. Mark my words. By Christmas, our old coach is out. New coach is in. Nothing bad can happen from this point on. We are just pack it in, traitor President Davis. We're done. The reason this thing has continued to go on for so long, Johnny. The reason this has been going on for so long, the ineptitude of McClellan and his Southern sympathizing ways, they are gone. Well, at least at least gone once he gets he's got to get that memo in his hand. But the order's been given.
But okay, that's fine. But he's just gone, not transferred, not now.
He is relieved of command.
He gets to go home.
There's no order.
Go home.
Yeah, he gets to go home. There's no order to report anywhere. There's follow up for secondary orders. No, you are relieved. Go home, sir.
Yeah. So when do his war crimes trials take place, or his treason trials? Or, are we doing? I assume. I don't. At some point, he will be brought before a court and tried for obviously being a sympathizer to the Southern Army. But I guess until then, a potential that may happen. And Burnside took his place? No.
Yeah, Burnside's taking his place for the Army of the Potomac.
Is he now just general of a larger army? Did they combine? Was he not a general?
No, he's being transferred from the Carolinas. Actually, he's already kind of been with the Army of the Potomac since Antietam. Remember, at Antietam, he's been transferred into the. He's just now stepping in, so he's He's the hero of the Carolinas. Remember, he took a crap ton of prisoners down there. Did very good down there. At Antietam, he is the reason why we had a draw. Although he did lose a lot of men against a far inferior numbered troops. But I'll chalk that up to terrain. I'll chalk that up to terrain, and I'll chalk that up to McClellan giving him the awful orders to begin with. I was
gonna say, and do you know what you have to do in order to lose men, Tommy? Is you have to move to the point.
You have to actually move and fight. Yes, which he did do. So hopefully,
better than McClellan.
Burnside's battle plan is going to be take it to Lee and give us one good, substantial victory, and the war is over, and we can chalk it up and go home for Christmas. Punch him in the mouth. Let's go home for Christmas.
Oh, boys home by Christmas would be great.
Boys home by Christmas. That's our
gift.
That's our slogan. I'm sticking to it. Boys home by Christmas. Johnny, there's also additional firings as Fitzporter is going to be relieved of his corps command, as Porter was too pro a McClellan supporter. In May, I think Lincoln's just fearing that he might not do very well underneath Burnside, as he was too chummy. It'd be like you, like if I would, if they relieved me of command and you were under my command, like you're gonna get fired too, because like we're too.
Hey Tommy,
we're too.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now that I am not going to sit here and listen to anybody else tell me about this war other than you. If you get fired from this,
so if I get fired,
I'm not letting anybody fill in for you, and I'm not going to do this with them.
There you go.
I'll just pretend the war's not happening and go back to my little plot in the woods and call it a day.
Your little cabin down there in Versailles, Johnny. Your
Yep.
cabin in Versailles.
That's right.
So, Fitz Porter's now out. He's being discharged, but he's also going to be charged with willful disobedience at the Second Battle of Bull Run. So he potentially might not.
So
be
he
free
will be
for
in front
much
of a
longer.
court.
He is being he's being charged for willful disobedience at the Second Battle of Bull Run.
Yeah.
He's going to be replaced by General Hooker.
And McClellan's not going to get
best of
any
luck to
willful
Hooker.
disobediences.
At least not yet. We're waiting for word for it to even reach him that he's been fired. We'll see how that goes in the future. I think he should. There's been many a times where he was willfully disobedient in regards to Lincoln's direct orders. But we'll see. We'll see. We gotta wait, Johnny. Final day here on the 6th. We've got 2 Confederate promotions that go along with the demotions that we had in the North. Major General Longstreet and Major General Jackson are both going to be promoted to lieutenant generals and command the 1st and 2nd Army Corps respectively. And it seems like a very moot promotion for both of these men. Not that they don't necessarily deserve it, but it's not like the Army's gotten bigger. It's not like they're actually getting command of any larger forces. It's just kind of like, hey, you did a good job.
Just a title
Here's
change.
your attaboy. You get title changed to lieutenant general as opposed to major
They
general.
got gold star.
Which, by the way, can I just talk for 2 seconds about how the ranking system makes no sense in the United States Army?
I'm not gonna stop you.
You've got lieutenant, right? Lieutenant, second lieutenant. I'm the lowest rank you can get. While being a commissioned officer. So I'm a gentleman, but I am the crappiest gentleman that you can be. So you've got that.
Okay.
And then you go up to, captain. You got first lieutenant and then captain. And then you got major, right? So, and then you got lieutenant colonel and colonel. And so you would think that major general would be above lieutenant general, but apparently that's not how this works in our nomenclature. So it's just weird. It's weird. So at home, if you're wondering how is major general to lieutenant, I don't know. It's just that's how we do it, and that's. But anyways, final note: Major General Longstreet and Major General Jackson. They're now lieutenant generals of the Confederate Army, which is not going to exist much longer because good old Burnside is going to save the day.
Oh, he's gonna take it to him.
He's going to take it to him. Like guarantee you, 2 months we're going to have a major battle. That's it for this week in Civil War in Hindsight. If you enjoy Civil War in Hindsight, check out Historic Hindsight. We talk about all kinds of fun things, like how we tried a bunch of women and men for witchcraft when we really just wanted to take their land.